Hi everyone, you are gonna love this one. I got to show you this right here. Okay, I should have started in different positions. So I have my camera, I had some battery issues on my phone and so I have to just low mode, so hopefully this comes out okay. But anyway, guess what? I'm walking across the park here. Guess what I see? You see that? I'm gonna try to do it a little bit better. This is the all-seeing eye, the Illuminati. You know, in the pyramid of the dollar bill, look at this. We have the all-seeing eye right here. I tell you, this world has been taken over by the evil force, the Satan force, what do you want to call it, the Christians, Lucifer, whatever, the all-seeing eye, you know, whatever, even the Freemason eye, you know what I mean, the eye of Horus, whatever. So you got the all-seeing eye right here. Are you kidding me? Look at this. And what's interesting about this, so, you know, the world's been architected, like we said, and it's becoming the very, very evil, satanic, all-seeing eye. But see, look how it's designed specifically when the sun, don't you get, when the sun comes through this thing, I'm gonna come over here, it's gonna be a different angle. I told you the other day that a lot of these sculptures and stuff that we're seeing around it, you got Jack in the Box over there, I told you, I did a video on that one, that you got this all-seeing eye here thing. Look at this. So the sun, I'm gonna put that in there, it's gonna be bright as heck. Let's see, right there, you got the sun, which comes through the hole, which then creates the eye, you know, the eye of the Illuminati eye, the all-seeing eye, right here in the shadow. I mean, really, and I bet as it swings more to, now I'm trying to think of the angle here, I'm gonna back up a little bit here. Now, I'm gonna show you this. Now, hopefully I can do this well because I got the sun in my eyes and stuff like this. Now, see how it's got a point here? I bet you $100 when that goes to the sunset, because I told you that a lot of things change by, they've designed a lot of these sculptures in this new, let's call it dark earth, evil force, whatever, to have visual representation of things. So the sculpture is designed to interact with the moon, the sun, and all these things. You know, I've been telling you. So we got this one here. So I bet it forms a perfect pyramid at a perfect time or point and place. Maybe that's, oh, I bet what happens, like even here, I bet, you know, I can't stay all day because I got to move on down the road. I bet that light will actually come right over that thing as a circle or as an eye. And then probably another angle like an elliptical thing right here on those other things, these little, whatever they got, these little steel pieces here. I'm hoping you can see that. So I bet $100 with the sun, as it angles, goes back off to the west on the sunset, that it probably sits up there at a certain time. And there's also probably times of year and stuff like this. Now, what's interesting about these structures, you can see even there's a secondary one over here, and maybe that's the sunrise, you know, so they're holding both. Yeah, it looks like, see, like even here you have this circular one here. See that? So probably when the sun hits through there, it probably smacks this one here. And this one, oh, the sunrise, I don't know. The angle's kind of unusual because that one's over there. It'd be, so I don't know. And so there's even a memorial they had for veterans that they have here in Phoenix, that only certain time, certain day, like exactly at noon or something somewhere, they'll actually light up in a shadowed area, red, white, blue, and all sorts of beautiful things for the veteran. That's a positive one, okay? But anyway, so, and then also look, it's a pyramid. So, I mean, you can't get any more descriptive and right in front of your face other than like in the dollar bill Illuminati stuff. I mean, a lot of people walk through here and have no idea. And I can't even find a description. Oh, it has over here. Let's go read the description here in a second. But anyway, so you got the pyramid even. What? We got a pyramid. I mean, this stuff is so laughable that once you start, once you're awake, it's like you did take the pill of the Matrix. It's like, wow, you're walking around, everything you see all the spiritual stuff, you're seeing the Illuminati stuff, you're seeing all this stuff thrown at us, right? So, I mean, really, and it's kind of shocking. Okay, let's see what it says. It says, oh, 1920, wait, no, this is just something else. This is the Fine Arts Collection. I mean, I don't think that has anything, that has nothing to do with this, because that would have been, no, I don't think that would have been built in 1920. No, that's his when he passed away. But I mean, see, Mountain of Rainbows, 1975, stainless steel. It's stainless steel, 1975. Yeah, they could have done this, Fine Arts. I'm wondering the background, mountains and rainbows. You know, and that's unusual because in my old reality, there was a lot of interaction with the sun, the moon. So in this a lot of stuff I think must be Mandela effect. that some of these are, because 1975, I bet you that in my old reality, if I walked down here, this thing wouldn't have been here. The artists back then, they're more into natural stuff. They weren't into this cosmic astrology, things like that. You know, so I bet this even structure that I'm banging on right here probably was a Mandela effect, and history had changed and ripped, but I don't know. And the thing is, even if you ask somebody the history of the place, you always get the same thing. Well, I don't know, I never really paid attention. Even some locals don't know what you're talking about, or they'll back to the story. Oh yeah, it's always been there. You ask more detail, they won't give you more. Well, it's always been, I don't know, it's just always been there. Not, you didn't hear about, hey, I was the guy that went and tightened the bolts and put it in there, and man, it was, you know what I mean? You never find that person, because everything's a fake reality, right? You'll never find the true ones that probably, you know, sometimes I have found somebody, met somebody that did certain kind of building structures, but most of the time you won't find anything about this. So I'm gonna get back up here so we can take a look at this thing. And it's a gorgeous day. I hope you guys are having a gorgeous time where you're at. And anyway, so there is your pyramid, pointing straight up there, and the all-seeing eye off to the right. And I'd be curious how clean and cut those things become. See, I can see it's already, so what's going to happen is that angle, because I'm no dummy, that shadow is going to line more and become more pointed as it comes through. I wish I knew what time, if there's a timing or clock or sequence this thing. It's getting oblong now, because see, that's what it's going to do though. It's going to have a really big center, right? You know this, and it's going to be oblong. Get more oblong, squinty. Maybe close that all-seeing eye. What do you think? Clat! Get rid of that evil. Maybe it gets a little squashy. Maybe that's the safe time. Or sometimes they do things in reverse. Maybe that's what's dangerous when it's out. You know, fine. Because even remember the song, The Eye in the Sky? That was written by the Project. What was that guy's name? Anyway, to type in The Eye in the Sky YouTube and look at that song, because man, if that ain't the truth. Now, it talks about I can read your mind. It talks all about the Satan, this Satan character, this Lucifer, this whole theory behind that, the force that's against good ones like you and me, good souls. It talks on the eye in the sky, and then it also talks, it almost has like a Christian thing about I can read your mind. You can't read my mind. You'll never read mine. I'll just put my mind blank. See, that's what bothers me about so many people. They said, well, you know, hey, they said my mind's being controlled by dark forces, this and that. Not my mind, or even good forces. They said my brain's being manipulated. Well, then you're possessed. You're in control of something, because that means you're not a free will, not a free soul, and you're things like this. I have been influenced through things, through my mind and my ears. That is true. So I'm not going to just denounce all of it, but I'm telling you what. If I could just completely shut my brain off right now, and they'd have no way, even if they could read mine. So I don't believe in this whole mind reading stuff. I think that if you're an agent, an NPC, or not a true soul being, they can read your mind. But remember, it's certain thing about people reading your mind, it's kind of freaky. Now, but they do know sometimes when I'm moving through time and things like this, they know where I'm headed or what I'm doing. The time is irrelevant to them. I have seen this, so they know that. Like, say, if I head on the road and do something, which I'm going to actually thank the angels, creator, controllers, that they know that I've already done that decision and that I'm moving that way, right? So that is kind of good, because it protects me and also lets them align things for me to see or do, or places to be. So I do appreciate that when they do this. But remember the reading the mind stuff, boy, that gets kind of deep and dark, and I don't know about that. Now, we do know that some musicians did not write their own music, that it did come from the other side, that they're basically nothing but puppets. We have proven that they're nothing but just karaoke singers, major bands even, nothing, that all that stuff was not written by them. Some admitted it. I didn't write it. I said I wrote it, but I did not. It just came through me, and I just played it, just like a puppet. Wow, really? See, that's the thing, is this thing has been architected so well that it is unreal, that how every piece, the storylines, the music, the art, the cartoons, man, this thing is like, it has been, I mean, it is so fine-tuned. It's unreal once you start looking at how everything's been so finely tuned. It blows your mind, like from just every detail, from even now to even into the future, how everything's been a perfect aligned for this story or book or movie, the Divine Comedy. It is unreal. I mean, I'm just shocked. It just shocks me every time I think about that. How was it all organized, even from from George Washington's time to this moment in time today, that these things, these events, and everything be perfectly set up for this moment, even when I'm walking down the street. Whew. Wow, you're talking about things that we can't even comprehend, right? So anyway, I'm gonna let you go. Best blessings and wishes to you, and I'm gonna keep on moving, see if I see something else in here. I saw a formation over there that had like a dog inverse God in a tree structure. So more of that spiritual stuff is here as well. All right, love you all. And oh, real quick, I'm sorry, George Floyd thing, isn't that surprising? We expected at least to have one account to try to create more writing. It kind of squashed that, so that's confusing. Why in the rule was there not one thing? But see, sometimes they want the system to look fair. So this old George Floyd thing, they go ahead and put the count. He'll probably be sitting and eating shrimp or something else, because the whole thing was planned and organized and all this other stuff. Remember, I told you the world's a stage. So so we don't know the details of how that's going to unfold. The fact they found him on all 3 accounts, well, sometimes they slap it just to make it look like the system's fair. But they sure could have used that as a moment to do some serious writing, which they didn't. Thank goodness they didn't. Thank God, right? Because there could have been a massive writing and just a nightmare, like back in the day of the Rodney King trial. Because that was when their preparations to test the system, to see how they could get away with that one. I thought they were going to pull the plug and do this more writing with this. Oh, we got another pyramid. Yeah, another triangle. Those triangles are everywhere. All right. All right. Again, I'm so sorry about that. A little ramble on a little bit. Love you all. And let's poke the eye in the sky's eye out. Eye in the sky. Yeah. Make sure you listen to the song too. I'm actually going to listen to it now just for fun. And all right. I was also just listening to the machine, because we're in the machine. We're going to get out of this machine, right? Jack in the Box, the satanic system. We're getting out of there, right? Because that's one of my things is, and hopefully we can help some people get out of their 2 souls, because I don't want anybody to be left behind. Neither do you. All right. Love you all.